How strong would a composite Dragon Ball character be? This has been a question making the rounds a bit lately in regards to how strong would a hypothetical composite Dragon Ball character be in reality. The question is typically asked in relation to other anime characters and how strong would Goku be if he had all the powers within Dragon Ball. I really wanted to only go over Goku's strength in relation to this video. I could possibly go over a hypothetical in relation to a 4-way with all these anime characters, but that's for another time. I just wanted to go over some of my favorite hypothetical abilities that I know a composite Dragon Ball character would have. While I do know Dragon Ball does unfortunately have the reputation of just being a big ooga booga punch anime and there's no real hacks abilities, Goku would be pretty stacked as a hacks combatant if he was fused with the entirety of his verse. There's so many crazy abilities in Dragon Ball that Goku would have access to, so I just want to go over some of my favorite and list them down one by one. The first and most obvious is that he would gain access to Zeno's ability of multiversal existence erasure. While we don't know the full capabilities of what Zeno's existence erasure can do, we've seen that it can one-shot multiple multi-dimensional universes and even timelines from existence. This existence erasure is actually so potent that Zeno can one-shot places that don't exist, such as the world of Void and the subspaces. These are places that not only lack space and time, but even the concepts of space and time necessary for a hypothetical infinite dimensional being to exist. Another obvious ability that Goku would get is the wish-granting capabilities of the Super Dragon Balls, which is effectively reality warping at a low complex to complex multiversal level. Considering it's capable of restoring and undoing the actions of Zeno, these reality warping capabilities have been shown to do some crazy stuff like restore an entire dead planet in Universe 6 instantly, undo the effects of the Omni King Zeno when he erased 12 universes, and even grants immortality beyond Hakai, which is true existence erasure beyond the narrative and even time and space itself. Onto the topic of immortality, he would gain that too. In specific, Zamasu's brand of immortality, which is infinite regeneration even beyond a temporal and possibly even a narrative level, scaling from Morale Noramaki. He would also have infinite stamina via the androids, so he'd never get tired and be able to fight you for eternity. Moro's ability of energy absorption that passively absorbs the energy and souls of anybody on the planet around them. He would also get Majin Buu's power absorption abilities, which allow him to absorb the abilities and hacks of anyone he consumes. Babidi's mind manipulation, which allows him to not only read the minds of anybody, but actually allows him to take over the minds of anybody, assuming they have any evil within themselves. Time paradox immunity is also another useful ability that he would gain access to, and not just time paradox immunity in the past, but also the future as well, effectively meaning you can't change his history through any conventional means. A composite Dragon Ball character would have both Granola and Gas's ability to always just passively be stronger than their opponent no matter what. And you know that time Zamasu became a higher dimensional, non-corporeal, abstract timeline that embodies time and space itself, Goku would be able to do that at will. He'd also gain the ability of infinite clone duplication. A lot of folks seem to forget this fact, but manga Zamasu's main ability was the ability to infinitely multiply himself in infinite fold. Now moving on to more of the offensive capabilities of a hypothetical composite Dragon Ball character, he'd also gain the max potential of all the greatest fighters in the verse. So Broly, Gohan, Frieza would all be hypothetically in a composite Goku. This fact is even more insane when you take into account that he'll have angel levels of adaptability, further enhancing the natural talent that would have been there. On the topic of angels, he'll effectively have perfected Ultra Instinct at an angel level, meaning he's essentially untouchable through any conventional terms. Stack that on top of stuff like Ultra Ego that passively makes you stronger with every blow. This stacked on top of the stuff like Gas's ability to always passively be stronger than their opponents in return for their lifespan would effectively make Goku untouchable, considering he won't really have to worry about the concept of him dying due to old age. He's effectively immortal in this situation. He'd have multiple forms of sealing techniques such as the Mafuba and the Z-Sword. He'd also have his wish from a kid when Bardock wished for him to grow up healthy and strong, effectively making him unkillable through any conventional means. He would have unconventional durability negation via the Devil Might Beam, which destroys anybody with any bit of evil within themselves. Transmutation, as he can turn his opponents either into carrots or candy depending on what he feels like. He'd also be resistant to transmutation, as he can fight without the use of his body if necessary. But not just that, let's just say he wants to take out his opponent with him. He could become the planet like Moro did in his arc. And this all even gets more insane when you realize he'll be able to think up even more crazy ways to beat his opponents, considering he'll have the knowledge of Zuno, a nigh omniscient being, Combine that with the fact that he'll have Ultra Instinct on at all times, his brain will effectively be working on autopilot for him 24/7. He'd also have multiversal omnipresence, considering Zamasu was able to become omnipresent throughout all timelines in the Universe 7 arc. Beyond all that has been previously mentioned, he'd also have abilities like passive plot manipulation from characters like Arale. On the topic of his speed, a hypothetical composite Dragon Ball character would be bare minimum infinite speed, from feats such as Goku and Pikkon clearing the entire infinite afterlife in a few seconds, or other impressive feats such as Majin Buu not only being stated to be able to destroy the entire infinite universe, but actually shown on screen to be able to do it. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. A hypothetical composite Dragon Ball characters would have a lot of useful abilities such as fate manipulation, probability manipulation, existence erasure, non-existence erasure, time manipulation, space manipulation, reality manipulation, soul manipulation. Couple this with the insanely high stats Dragon Ball characters would already benefit from, the ability to appear anywhere, any when, all at once, the inability to be killed through any conventional means, the ability to warp reality passively, nigh omniscience on top of that, and a hypothetical composite Dragon Ball character would be a force of nature not many characters could actually beat. And this isn't even including any hypothetical alternate continuity versions of Goku such as GT, Heroes, the movie, Xenoverse, etc, etc. Anyway, this is getting kinda ridiculous. I think it's pretty clear that if Goku had every ability in the verse, he would be basically unbeatable through any conventional means. You'd effectively need a character with a very oddly hyper-specific arsenal to actually take him down permanently. Do y'all think Goku beats any of the characters in the original image? I know I'm going a bit against what the original poster's point was, but I really wanted to hone in on what Goku was capable of with everything in his verse. If y'all are actually interested in me scaling Goku versus the big three, let me know and I'll get on that right away. But anyway, if I missed any abilities, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos such as this, and I'll see you all in my next video. By the way, go follow my Twitter. I just made a new one, so go meet me over there.